Well, hello and welcome everyone. It is me, the lover, also known as How to Do This, back for you with a video where I talk about new cards. We finally have news on the second, I think it's Phantom Revengers archetype. Don't really recall a set name, but I think it's Phantom Revengers. And the one we have gotten is Enneacraft. From like the teaser art, I was fairly excited for these. From everything I have read so far, because I've tried my hardest to avoid spoilers while scrolling Twitter this morning, people are not really, sold on these. So, let's take a look and see what this is about. We start off here with Enneacraft Alpha, I believe. Yeah, if I mess up like a Greek letter, do feel free to correct me in the comments. Orgla. This is a level 1 Earth Machine Flip Pendulum. Is a pen scale 0. And then we get to the pen defects. Oh, this is going to be rough to read here. Okay. The pen defects are that each time a monster is flipped, you place a Synquisition counter on this card, and you can pay 900 to reveal 3 Enneacraft cards from your deck. Your opponent randomly picks one from for you to add to your hand, and then you shuffle the rest back into the deck. The second pen effect is very good. I think that's standalone something very good. Reveal 3, add 1 is probably just like a neat bit of consistency. This is an Earth Machine, so it's also fairly accessible off something like Clockwork Knight, which is nice. But I think the most important part is going to be the monster effects here. You can reveal this card in hand, special monster from your hand and face down defense. You cannot special for the turn you activate this effect except in face down defense. That's a restriction. Jesus Christ. You cannot special summon the turn you activate this effect except in face down defense position. My goodness. When your opponent activates a monster effect in hand, quick effect, you can change this set card to face up defense and add a Enneacraft card from your deck to your hand. And if this is flipped face up, destroy a monster your opponent controls. That's sort of decent, I'd like to think. Okay, so opponent activates a monster effect in hand. Could be like an extender or something. You get to flip this, add a card, and on a new chain, you just get to pop a monster the opponent controls. By the way, Canines in Shambles. this is just casually hard counters Izuna. But this is interesting. I think if all of these work similarly, we might be onto something. But man, what the fuck are Synquisition counters? Next up, we have Enneacraft Beta Alazonella. God, reading these names backwards is going to be a nightmare. This is once again a level 1 Earth Machine Pendulum Flip Effect monster. 100 attack, 1000 defense. Pen scale 0. Pen effect is each time a monster flip face up, you place a Synquisition counter on this. You can play 900, reveal 3 NA cards from your deck to your opponent randomly picks one to add to your hand, shuffle the rest back in deck. Okay. Now we might be cooking. Wait, so this is a shared effect of all of the pendulums, I assume. That's pretty cool, I think. But let's read the next monster effect. You can reveal this card in hand, special summon a monster from your hand in face down defense. You cannot special summon until you activate this effect except face down defense position. When your opponent activates a card effect that includes adding a card from deck to your hand, quick effect, you can change this card to face up defense position. Add an Enneacraft card from your deck to your hand, and if this is flip face up, banish a random card from your opponent's hand face up until the end phase. It isn't Maneater Bug, but apparently these do replace themselves fairly steadily. I think if a lot of the like themes continue that we've like seen, this might be decent. It's not like the one crazy like concept like someone on Reddit cooked up, where you get to like flip these with the pendulum effects and get your disruptions that way. But I think this This is interesting, and I think this is getting somewhere because this, most importantly, does the one thing that similar, like a deck similar to a deck like Mimighoul had to do. You need ways to, like, flip these at a quick effect speed. Next up, we have, oh my god, we have a lot of these. Oh, I'm noticing a pattern, by the way, that we probably will see later. Enneacraft. I do not know that Greek letter. Tro Mar Tro. Oh, okay. Anyways, once again, one Earth Machine flip pendulum, 100, 1000, pen scale 0, synquisition counters, reveal 3 Enneacrafts. The special activates a card effect that includes special summoning a monster, change the set to face up defense, add an Enneacraft, and if this is flipped face up, you negate the effects of an effect monster your opponent controls until the end of this turn. That's once again pretty good, I would like to think. Opponent specials something, you get the add, and the negating, like a face-up monster, would, I believe, trigger in the same window that something like an on-summon effect would trigger in. Which is pretty good. So that's cool. Enneacraft, I'm straight up not even trying anymore. Synquisition counters, 3 Enneacrafts, reveal special monster from hand to face down defense, activates card effect and banishment, quick effect, change, add an Enneacraft. Flip face up, shuffle up to 3 cards from your opponent's graveyard and or banishment into the deck. Whoa! That is DD Crow on crack cocaine. My goodness. I think the one thing that, like, really, like, made me scared of these is fellow Earth Machine enthusiast Peeps Yu-Gi-Oh! Talking about counters and pens, but so far, I mean, I still don't know what the fuck these counters do, but I hope we find out soon. Maybe this is it. Enneacraft Aza Beta Leon is a level 9 light machine, 3k25, flip, plays a sync. At the end of the battle phase, if you have an Enneacraft card in the other Pendulum zone, you can target a monster your opponent controls with a lower attack than this card, destroy it. That is... That's a battle phase effect, man. No consistency, man. Reveal special in face down defense, can't special except face downs. That's that restriction, I think, is what probably, like, really does this deck in, man. Activates a card effect in response to the activation of card effect. You can change the set card, return up to 3. Whoa, buddy. You bouncing a good couple of cards here, man, oh man. And each time a card's added to your opponent's hand by their card effect while you control this monster, flip face up, inflict 900 damage to them. I mean, this is like a crazy good removal effect, and if you just, sneakily get this on the board, might be decent. This is kind of cool how they, like, essentially turned flip effect monsters into, like, trap cards. Where you, like, basically can always just set them for free, because you can always reveal these and then set them face down. That's kind of neat, I think. Next we have Enneacraft Astari Pixia. This is a level 9 light machine, 3k25, pen scale once again 0. You really aren't supposed to be pendulum summoning with these, I suppose, but maybe the Synquisition counters will fix the problem. Yeah, once again has the end of battle effect. Reveal this card in hand, special monster from hand defense. Activates a card that targets a card you control. Quick effect changes set card to face up defense position, negate that effect, and you can banish a random card from your opponent's. Okay, yeah, these are upgrades for, like, previous one. Okay, that's cool. If your opponent can attack cards in the field on a grave card effects while you control monster flip face. This is the worst one to like date. Man. Previously I was like, yeah, okay, you know, I can sort of get behind like some of these, but man, similar to the original form of this, I would say, oh man. Oh wait, no, these swapped. Whoa, what's consistency and effects? I thought these were like, I guess the like eggs or like the previous forms for these, but no. This guy got the banish random effect, and then the upgrades are bounce. I guess he got an upgrade, you know, upgrades, people upgrades. And this is the cover monster. This is the really cool one. Hopefully. Sync position counter, pop at the end of combat, reveal the special, opponent activates card effect, quick effect, change set, negate the activation if you do destroy. Oh, we have an Omni. We have an Omni. And if this is flip face up, change all monsters your opponent controls to face down defense. Their battle positions cannot be changed. That is crazy. That is actually crazy. Floodgate Trap Hole is a very powerful effect, especially if it's tied to an Omni negate that is also massive. This is pretty decent. This is kind of good, yeah. That's pretty good. And then we have the last main deck monster here. We have Enneacraft, Arch and Tail. 9 Light Machine, 3k, 25, sync position count. Man, I'm just like really curious what these fucking sync position counters are for. We've read every monster and we don't know shit about these. Man. Yeah, pop at the end of combat. Special, blocked out of everything that's not a face down. Activates card effect about destroy cards on the field. Stardust Dragon. Quick effect, change the set card. Monsters and Enneacraft spells cannot be destroyed by card effects for the rest of the turn. That's cute, I suppose. Not a big deal, but you know, that's sort of neat, I suppose. The big ones are like slightly more disappointing than the small ones, I want to say. Leon's great. Ma is incredible, I think. But man, Pixia and Tail, oh boy. Enneapolis, that's kind of a cool name. The Synquisition City. Okay. Surely, this tells us what the Synquisition counters are for. Surely. Treat it as an Enneacraft card. You only use the first and second effect. You can target any number of Enneacraft Pendulum monster cards you control, return to the hand. That's cool. As like a way to like essentially recycle those. So you like set your hand, get your value on the opponent's turn or your disruptions. Sorry, tip the mic. And yeah, that's kind of it. Then we have if an Enneacraft Pendulum monster controls flip face up during the main phase, you can return to the hand or place in your Pendulum zone one of them. Okay, that's cool. Oh wow, and we get a burn theme. Once per turn during the end phase, you remove all Synquisition counters from cards you control, and if you do, you inflict 900 damage to your opponent for each. That's a lot. First good burn deck? Question mark? Because, like, you just load up on these, and, like, you know, one of these just gets you to, like, a lot of guys. You can flip up to 5 in a singular turn. And since you're probably not using the extra deck, you can play, like, Extrav, draw into, like, deeper into the deck. Whew. That's a lot of burn damage, like, goddamn. Because, like, the big ones, some of the big ones at least, like Leon or Tail, also, like, on occasion burn the opponent. Man. This might be the first good burn deck. Oh, we also get, like, the reprints immediately. Enneacraft Release. Place an Enneacraft Pendulum monster from your deck to your Pendulum zone, and if there's cards in the grave, accept it 100% there, banish it, add a face-up Enneacraft monster from your extra deck to your hand. That's cute. Essentially the rotor. Because you just place, like, a name, the name place, like, one of the small ones, it rotors, and then, you know, you're kind of chilling. For reprints, Pot of Forbidden makes sense. This is kind of like a tailor-made deck for these. Spirit of Hallwind, I believe this is the flip effect Stratos. Pinpoint Landing and DDKC. Is it weird to say that I'm still excited for these? I think these are cool. I don't necessarily think these are good, but I am pleasantly surprised by like how not only like sound the archetype sounds in theory, but also like that there's like a decent payoff to the whole thing. Yes, it's probably going to be burn. But realistically, this is probably nothing that like immediately murders you, because for that, you're limited by the monster zones that you have. I think these are cool. I think these are very cool. But yeah, with all that out of the way, I would like to hear, just as always when I'm talking about new cards, your thoughts down in the comments below. And just get some thoughts in, Do you think these are maybe the next craziest thing in the universe? Or do you think these are, a good attempt at making flips playable, but probably not, the end of the world? Because that's kind of where I'm standing, and I think I'm definitely kind of excited to, once these get into something like Edo Pro to get some testing in with these. But yeah, with all that out of the way, I'll be thanking you very much for watching. I'll be seeing you guys again next time. But until then, goodbye.